You have 401k questions? I have some answers. Hey YouTube, this is LaShawn Wiley with the Science of Managing, and today's episode I will be talking about 401ks. I am going to give you the good, the bad, and the ugly when it comes to 401ks. Here on this channel, I like to present my videos and my concepts in easy to understand language so that you can use this information immediately after you get it. My plan and goal is to make it easy for you to make more money in life, save more money in life, and save more time and heartache based on my own personal examples. So I like to give you guys personal real life examples of the information that I give you on this channel. If that's the kind of information that you like to hear and that's how you like to receive the information when you're learning, go ahead and smash that like button and subscribe to the channel so that you can be notified. If you hit the alerts, you can be notified whenever I roll out new content on this channel. Okay, so I'm going to give you guys the good, the bad, and the ugly when it comes to 401k, and I'm going to give you 3 in each category. So let's get started. So the first good I want to talk about is the fact that your contributions are matched up to a certain percent by your employer. So basically, your employer is putting money into your 401k plan. So it's free money. Okay. Now, when I was a financial services professional, I would always tell my customers, if your employer matches 4%, why only put 2% and only get 2% matched? If they match up to 4%, it's a great idea to go ahead and contribute 4% of your pay into your plan so that you can take all 4% that's matched, which is free money. Now, keep in mind, if you contribute more than 4%, if 4% is matched, that extra percentage or whatever you put in will not be matched. Okay. Now, most employers will have a limit on how much of your paycheck you can actually contribute, because there are some people who not only put the 4% that's matched, but they may actually go all the way up to 10%, with 4 of it matched, 6% not matched. And that's totally fine as well. But at least take the free money off the table. Let's go to number 2 in the good section. Number 2 is the contributions that you make into your 401k are pre-taxed. So it goes into your 401k plan before taxes are taken out of your check. And that is a really good thing for some people who are looking to lower their taxes. I'll give you a real quick example. And this is something that I have actually done before. Let's say, for example, my paycheck is $1,000. And when I pay taxes, I'm paying taxes on $1,000. I got to a point where I did not really need my paycheck. And because I had a lot of passive income coming in, and watch a couple of my videos on this channel about passive income if you haven't already. But I had a lot of passive income coming in, so I really didn't need my paycheck. So I contributed 50% of my paycheck into my 401k. Now, if, for example, my pay is $1,000, instead of paying taxes on $1,000, I was only paying taxes on $500 because half of it was going into my 401k plan before my check was taxed. So it was a way to instantly lower how much I paid taxes. I only paid taxes on $500 instead of on $1,000. Because the tax that goes into the 401k is deferred, meaning I don't have to pay the taxes right now. I have to worry about the taxes on that. So pre-taxed contributions is a real big benefit. It's also a way to bring down your modified adjusted gross income. That is basically the amount of money on your taxes that you said you made to determine how much taxes you owe when you have to pay Uncle Sam. All right, so without getting too deep in the weeds, this ideal of money going into your 401k before it's taxed can work in your benefit in a lot of different ways once you begin to really understand how to take advantage of it. So let's talk about number 3 when it comes to the good that your 401k has, or good features. And that's the ability to invest in mutual funds and stocks without opening a separate account or a retail account with any of these investment firms. Okay, you have companies like Morgan Stanley, you have JP Morgan, you have T. Rowe Price, you have Fidelity, you have Ameritrade, You have all of these investment firms that you can start retail investment portfolios with, where you buy stocks and invest your money. But with your job, since they have a 401k set up with one of these companies already, let's just say JP Morgan. If your company has their 401k hosted at JP Morgan, they already have funds that you can invest in. All you have to do is pick which fund you want to invest in. Or maybe they offer the ability to purchase their stock, their individual stocks as well. So if you work at CVS and you're in the 401k plan and the 401k plan is being hosted by JP Morgan, that means JP Morgan joined up with CVS to run this 401k plan. And JP Morgan is going to have mutual funds all set up for you, all packaged up. All you have to say is, I want to take this much risk and I'm looking for this much growth over this much time. And they'll find a fund that works best for you and advise you which fund to go in. Or let's say you really believe in CVS stock that's being traded on the market and you think it's really going to grow. You can say, I want to invest most of my money into CVS individual stock. You can do that as well. So this is a benefit because you're actually able to have money go into the stock market or into these mutual funds that's also in the stock market without opening up an account on the side. Your 401k is doing it for you. Okay, so that's a really great thing if you want to get into the stock market without spending $2,000 to open up a brokerage account. You're already in the stock market with your 401k. So those are my three biggest takeaways when it comes to the good items in the 401k. Now let's get to the bad. I'm gonna give you three bad things when it comes to your 401k that you should kind of look out for. Most of these bad comes from when you pull the money down. So let's go with the first bad when it comes to pulling your money down. If you pull your money down before you retire, before you're 65, 66, 67, whenever your retirement is, if you pull the money down early, you have to pay a 10% penalty for accessing that money before you retire, because that's what a 401k is for. It's for your retirement. Okay. So yeah, if you take the money early, boom, you got to pay 10% automatically. All right. That's my number one. Number two bad when it comes to a 401k is the fact that they will hold federal taxes out of that money if you pull it before you retire. So let's say you worked at CVS and you left CVS and you decided to pull all that money out and you say, I want it now. I don't want to wait until I retire. I want the money right now. Well, you're going to give up not only the 10% penalty, but you're also going to give up the 20% federal taxes. They're going to pull that money out before they cut you a check. They're going to hold that money back. Now, I know this because when I used to work at McDonald's and I was participating in the 401k plan and I left McDonald's after 10 years, I had around $60,000 in that account. I said, I want all of my money right now because I didn't know if it was going to hurt me. And I'm thinking, hey, I can use the money right now. So I pulled all of the money. And when I got my check, it was 30% light. And I said, hey, where's the rest of my money? And that's when they explained it to me. Hey, 10% is for the penalty and the 20% is for federal income taxes. Okay, fine. But I still had enough money to go ahead and do what I needed to do, which I made some good plans with that money. I actually bought my first house with that money. Okay. Now let's go to number three. Number three bad when it comes to your 401k is there is no state taxes held back if you take the money early. Now, like I said, I took my money out early and I spent all of it because I figured, hey, I paid federal taxes, so I shouldn't owe anything else. Boy, was I wrong. Because when I filed my income taxes, come to find out, the state said, hey, you never paid us any money for the money you took when you took your 401k. So now I owed the state a lot of freaking money. Over $10,000 I owed the state. Every time I filed an income tax, a state income tax, they withheld all of that because They were like, hey, you still owe us money. Why are we going to give you a refund? So I didn't get any money for a while until I paid all of that money off. So those are the three things that you really want to keep in mind. Three bad things when it comes to pulling your money down from your 401k before you retire, because that's not what a 401k is designed to do. All right. Okay, so now let's go to the final section, which is the ugly. I'm going to give you three things to look out for when it comes to your 401k that are simply ugly. And the first ugly thing when it comes to 401ks that I really have a problem with is your employer or the firm that's hosting your 401k does not explain how your 401k works. That's why I'm making this video. It is really ugly that they do not explain how your 401k works. They just say, here's your 401k. At most, I have seen companies say, we're going to give you a 401k training that's going to last 1 hour. And during this 1 hour, they don't really go into details, and they're not going to break it down the way I'm breaking it down to you. They're going to use these complicated terms just to tell you what your 401k is and how great it is that your company is doing it. Your company is outstanding for hosting this plan, blah, 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 blah. Okay. You just want a simple explanation as to what this 401k is. It sounds like complicated math, 401k. Come on. Or 403b if you're a teacher. You just want a simple explanation. Okay? So that's the first ugly. I really do not like how they leave you hanging. And there's a reason why they don't explain. They don't explain because they don't either want to pay the money to gather you all up and pay the investment firm to come out and explain it to you. And your employer don't want to explain it to you or advise you, because if you make a mistake, you can sue your employer for giving you bad advice. So that's why I actually have to tell you right now that my information is just examples and just information for you to learn from. It is not in any way financial advice on how you should invest your 401k. That's not what I'm doing here. I'm just sharing my personal experiences with you. So companies don't want to be on the hook by saying you should do this or you should do that. Okay, so that's one of the uglies. Let's go to number two when it comes to ugly with 401ks. And this is ugly that most people don't know about. I didn't know about this when I worked at McDonald's. When you first sign up for a 401k, your money by default goes into the money market department. Okay. So your money is not growing, basically. The money market fund is like a savings account at a bank. The return is going to be like 0.25% if you're lucky. So you're not making any money. And everyone else with their 401ks, they're making a lot of money because they realized that their money was in this default fund, money market fund, and they moved it out immediately. So if you have a 401k, you probably need to look at which fund your money is sitting in. If it's in a money market account, you're not making anything at all. I was in my money market account for 3 years. My money didn't grow at all. After 3 years, my account was at $3,000. I had nothing after 3 years. But I didn't know what a 401k was. So I was like, hey, $3,000 is more money than I had before. And as soon as I moved my money out of the money market account and I actually put it into McDonald's stock, and at that time, McDonald's stock was growing like crazy, my account in 7 years went from 3,000 to 64,000. All because I was in the company stock that was growing like crazy. And McDonald's stock is still growing. McDonald's is a great stock. Okay. So don't leave your money in the default account. And a lot of you watching this video probably are realizing, my money is probably in that default account. So there are ways for you to move it out of that default account. Some of you can do it online. Some of you can do it with a phone call to whoever is hosting your 401k. And the last, number three, the last thing that I would say that is considered an ugly when it comes to 401k is fear. Fear will make you get scared when the stock market is going down. Right now, we're in mid 2020 with coronavirus just ripping 401ks to shred. And a lot of people panicked and they found out, oh my God, my 401k was $100,000. And now all of a sudden it's down to $60,000 in a matter of 3 weeks because the whole economy shut down in March. So they panic and they say, I want to change my allocation to zero. I don't want to give any more money to my 401k because I'm so worried that I'm just going to be losing more money. Fear will make you make that decision, which can really be a bad mistake to make that decision. Because here's what you're missing out on. If you are purchasing stock with your 401k and the stock market goes down and you can continue to contribute whatever you're contributing, you're now buying that stock on sale. So if that stock once was $100 and coronavirus kills everything and your stock goes all the way down to $60 a share, hey, you got a $40 discount on each share that you purchase. Look at it that way. So when the stock price eventually goes back up, you get to enjoy all of that growth with all of the extra shares that you were able to purchase when they were on sale, when they were almost practically 2 for 1. Think about it that way. But if you look at fear, you'll make a bad decision. You'll jump out of the market or you'll jump in the market based on what the market is doing. You don't want to do that. All right. So that is the good, the bad, and the ugly when it comes to your 401k. Hopefully you were able to get some good information out of this. And if I was able to help you, go ahead and hit that like button and go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you like information that is given to you in real easy to understand language, because that's what I like to do here. You guys succeed in life. No excuses. And until next time, be good. Baby.